afternoon everyone, it's Qasim from WowZone. Keep watching because you'll see my presentation that I did on Friday at the Chamber Expo 2016. Thank you to the whole team at Birmingham Chamber of Commerce for giving me the platform to talk about social media. Social media is like bamboo. Keep watching.
Good morning everybody, thank you for joining us, and goodness me, we really are standing room only, so just wanted to say thank you very much for coming. I'd like to introduce you to Qasim from WowZone, who's obviously now going to talk to you about social media and how your business can benefit from it. I'm going to stop talking because this gentleman needs as much time as he can get, I think, with all of you here, so please enjoy.
Good afternoon, good morning should I say. Good morning everyone. How are you, good? Yeah. Brilliant. So the next 30 minutes, what I'm going to talk to you about is the experience that we had as a business that started probably over 12 months ago. I run a digital marketing agency that's been running in Birmingham since 2002. So we've been around quite some time, but we've had some sort of, we've had quite a lot of, what I would say, we've been in the background, we've not really been pushing ourselves. We've got some amazing clients all over the world, and we wanted to make a real play of it. So 12 months ago we decided that we were going into the social media realms. As a digital agency, we wanted to practice what we preach. And over the last 12 months we've had an amazing journey. So over the next 35-40 minutes, I'll tell you how we went from total obscurity to getting in front of 1 million people on Channel 4, which was a program that we were involved with, my business partner and I, which went out in July, and it went out to over 1 million people. We were on episode 3, and episode 3 had the peak of the viewing figures, and off the back of that, we've had some amazing branding. So the first thing I wanted to talk to you about social media is my personal experience. I adopted social media when it first started, so I had a Facebook page, had a Twitter page, and what I was doing like everyone else was doing. I was following people with no kind of strategy, nothing kind of in a very haphazard way. And I got to about 10,000 followers on Twitter. I was following about 20,000 people. And 12 months ago, as we sat down as a business, we thought, right, is this working? Because what was happening was I was getting a lot of noise that was happening. You know, timelines. There's lots of people talking about different things. I had people from all over the world following me, and it was just kind of really haphazard. So we sat down and thought, right, I'm going to do something really drastic here. So we sat down as a business. What I decided was to delete all my social media accounts and start from scratch, because what I wanted to do was focus on quality rather than quantity. Now, for the salespeople in the room, we're all in sales. We need sales to drive our business. Social media is something about branding and the long game. If you're thinking about the long game in your business, social media is a fantastic tool to get you to where you need to get to. It connects you with the most amazing people, it can connect you to your target audience, but what social media is really about, it's about relationships. It's about conversations, and it's about relationships. But what it's not is a 100-meter race. So that's just from the job interview. I don't know if you can see on the back, it's quite distorted. And I guess, as businesses now, we get things thrown at us all the time. So we're in this always connected society. I'm not going to give you the statistics about Facebook being the biggest country and all that kind of stuff. It was a country. Actually, what's now apparent is the availability of information. Information is at our fingertips, and what that's done to us as a society is actually made us very fickle. It's made us want things immediately, and it's made actually the world become a much smaller place. So what we've got to understand is within that whole change and within that sea, what's happened for us as businesses is that competition has become really high and barrier to entry has become really low. So how do you as a business really stand out from the crowd? And hopefully the things that we've learned and the mistakes that we've made with social media, what we've done is we've given you 8 simple things that you can take away that will allow you as a business to start implementing some of the things. So, as I said, what you've got to do is you've got to think about that social media is not a 100-meter race. It's for the long game, and it's all about relationships. So what we did as a business, we sat down and thought, right, what's our end game? What are the metrics that we need to measure our success on? So that was the first thing that we did within our company. And the metrics that we came up with, and they'd be individual for each business, ultimately was to drive business, but what we wanted to do was add value to our customers and our community. And literally we started from zero. Now, if you look at some of our social media accounts, we haven't got the most people following us, but what we do have is we have amazing engagement. And actually what I talk about in our business is about the keys to your kingdom. If you connect with someone and they have the keys to your kingdom, what I mean by that is they're a conduit to the people that you want to do business with. So they become your ambassadors. So start with the end in mind. What our goal was to make sure that we provide value to our clients and provide the right kind of information moving forward. We didn't want to sell to them. All we wanted to do was have conversations with them and make our community grow organically. Now, as an agency, we do lots of different things. We do paid campaigns, we do organic campaigns. What we decided to do was make sure that everything that we did was on an organic basis. So the first thing I would always do is sit down with your strategy or with your team, or if you're a one-man band or a one-woman band, sit down and say, right, what is the objective of me doing social media? What do I want to do? How do I want to position myself? And I suspect with any industry, you'll always be able to create a niche. So look at the different areas within your niche and attack that niche in a very structured way. Is that okay? Can you hear me? Because it was a bit...
I can.
It's just come through now. Okay. So always start with the end in mind, and then as you're going along, measure against those objectives. So, as you can imagine, there's lots of different social media platforms that are out there. There's hundreds right now, and how do you choose the one that is right for you? So what we did in our business, we looked at 3 different platforms. We looked at Twitter, we looked at Facebook, and we looked at LinkedIn. We didn't look at Instagram, we didn't look at Pinterest. We thought that those were the 3 platforms. And actually the ones that we decided on were Twitter and LinkedIn. We disregarded Facebook because we felt that Facebook was a B2C platform. And actually one of the things that I felt really uncomfortable about, and I'm sure you guys probably do as well, some of the people, was opening up my Facebook to people that I don't really know. Actually, 12 months on, Facebook is our number one referral social media platform. We get so many referrals and so many people contacting us through Facebook. Now, in August, I went away on holiday, and I went away for a week and then took some time out. But let me just tell you what happened. As you do, you go away on holiday and you meet some holiday friends, as you do. The kids were playing with some other people's kids, and the mum started talking. And then obviously the fathers are a little bit alpha male, they didn't want to talk straight away. So there was a chap, and I didn't know whether to talk to him or not. And by the end of day 5, I started talking to him. 2 days later we were coming back home, but after day 5, what had happened was I started talking to the chap's kids, Louis and Brian were the kids' names, and actually one of the first things that they said was, it'd be really good for us to connect. And where I suppose many years ago I used to take people's phone numbers, what they said to me was, why don't we connect on Facebook? Are you okay? A bit of a fly there. You said like Mr. Naomi. So we connected, so Louis and I connected. Yesterday, I received a message from Louis saying, one of the things that we do, and I'll talk about that in a second, is we do a lot of videos. So we attack a market, and we do a lot of videos providing lots of value. And one of the videos that we sent out, Louis had seen, and he said, my mum's just seen your video, and actually, can you come in and talk to us, or can you come and talk to my mum, because they're having trouble with some of their digital marketing or their current agency. And that's exactly what happened with the Facebook. So what we do now is Facebook is our #1 go-to market strategy. But what we use Facebook as is not selling, but actually providing lots and lots of values through the videos that we do on a weekly and monthly basis. Now, people say, well, you can spend lots and lots of time on social media and spend loads of hours. Well, the reason why we spend a lot of hours on social media is because actually that's what's bringing us business. So as businesses, what you've got to think about is, okay, yeah, you've got to do your day-to-day business every day, but also you've got to do your marketing and your brand building. And actually, what social media does, it allows you to communicate your brand values on what you are as a person, or what you are as a business, or what your personality is. So, as we've done our analysis and sat down and thought, these are the 3 things that we're going to attack, what we first of all did was, for the first 3 months, we did a lot of listening on social media, and that was not interacting with people, but actually understanding what our target audience was doing, what they were saying, what kind of information that they were distributing, what kind of information that they were interacting with. And that gives an understanding of actually these are the kind of things that these particular people like to share. And this was specifically on Twitter. So what we call in our industry influencers. People that have, as I've mentioned before, the keys to our kingdom. Not direct people that we want to target, but the people that can help us get to the people that we want to get to. And within that we had a mixture of journalists, we had a mixture of people within our industry, we had a big mixture of people that were what we call thought leaders within our industry. And we did this for 3 months. And after 3 months, what we realised was that there's a massive gap in terms of providing really good video content to some of our audience, in terms of some of the different digital platforms that are out there, and the different strategies, the different ways of going about and driving brand and business to this particular audience. So we set about putting a plan together, and the plan was obviously comes back to the objectives. And what we then started to do was start to look at content, look at the types of content that these people would like, and start mentioning them. There's a big thing in our industry, it's called ego baiting. If you don't know what ego baiting is mentioning people within certain social media blogs, social media articles. So what we started to do was we started to mention these people to say, actually, this is the type of thing that you should be doing. And by the way, it was mentioned by this particular person who we think is really good at what they do. What did that do? It started conversations with people. So what we were doing was we were massaging their ego, but actually the information that they were providing was excellent. We wouldn't just advocate someone within our blog or within our videos if the information wasn't good. Can I get some water, please? Thank you very much. So that started conversations, and through those conversations, what we started to do was build relationships. And those relationships now go as far as America, they go as far as Hong Kong. You know, we've been quoted in Forbes magazine, Entrepreneur magazine, Inc magazine, and off the back of that, what happened with our videos was something actually quite amazing. Someone reached out to us, and it happened in March, where I got a call from a TV producer at ITV, and he said, we've seen some of your videos, we really like the way you come across, would you like to be on a TV show? And at the time, as you probably all thinking, well, I was taking the call thinking, yeah, whatever. I said, can I call you back? Because I wanted to take his number and call him back. So I called him back, and truly it was a company called Label One, which is a production company within ITV, that make First Dates and One Born Every Minute and 24 Hours a Day. Actually was the producer for from that particular company, from that particular organisation, and they sold us format to Channel 4, which was the job interview. Incidentally, one of the other key things why we wanted to go out to social media was to get our personality across to our target audience, not just to also engage with our community, but also to find talent into our business. One of the things that we found within Birmingham is, and it's widely reported, is that the talent moves away. So there's a lot of brain drain that's happening in Birmingham, particularly in the graduate scene. They move to London, or they move to Manchester, or they move abroad. So what we wanted to do was to start attract the right kind of people within our business, because obviously with the right people you can do amazing things. So coming back to the conversation that I had with Channel 4, within the space of 2 months, we filmed the job interview, and it was a full-on job interview process. So CVs went out, we engaged with a recruitment company, and then obviously they filmed the whole process. And we were in episode 3, and actually episode 3 got over 1 million views on Channel 4, which was absolutely stunning and amazing. And from that, what's happened for us as a business is just unbelievable. I wouldn't be stood here talking to you if it wasn't for some of the relationships that we've built within the chamber. So, I mean, all of you today that sat here, you've been touched by some of the communication that's been sent out by the Chamber of Commerce through a digital means, whether that's social media, whether that's Facebook, whether that's Twitter, whether that's their website. You're all here because of the way that digital has touched you. And digital is a really, really powerful medium. But where it works best is two things. The first one is where digital becomes a conduit to a face-to-face meeting or an audience. That's the first thing that people need to understand. The second thing is what I believe gives us an advantage over everyone else in our business. We want to give away information. We want to give away information in such a way that people know, like and trust us. Because if you give information away, people actually put you as an authority within your particular industry. Now, that might sound a little bit kind of bohemian and tree-hugging, but actually what it does do, it positions you as a person that people want to go to, and they want advice from you. Now, we're not going to do business with everyone, because not everyone is our customer, but what we can do is, if we go away and give people a feeling of actually, you know what, these guys know what they're talking about, they know what they're doing, I might not be able to do business with them right now, but actually someone else might be able to do business with them. And what we wanted to achieve in our business was to be attracting people in rather than being proactive and going out to people. So actually people are coming to us now, and people are referring business to us, and actually every week we get referrals. Now they might not be the right kind of customers for them, because not all of them are, but actually what we're doing is we've built our own little digital ecosystem where people refer business to us. So start curating content, look at your niche, whether you prefer writing, whether you do video, whether you do images, whether you do GIFs. These are the things that you need to look at and understand exactly what kind of content gets to your audience. Now what we do is we have a mixture of different mediums that we go out through. So we're just building our YouTube channel. We've got lots of videos out there. People are interacting with them. People are sharing them, and we do lots of blogging. Now, as a digital agency, you'd think that that's what you need to do. But what I would advise you to do if you're creating content, if you really enjoy doing videos, then do that. Because ultimately, you've got to be pragmatic about things. You only have a certain number of hours in the day. But really focus on driving really good content, whether you're writing, whether you're video blogging, really good content, and getting out to your community. And what you'll find is that your community will start engaging with you. Now, earlier on I talked about opening up my Facebook, and that happened 12 months ago. The friends that I've made the friends that I'm doing business with, or the people that I'm referring to. And actually, the gentleman is actually in the room that persuaded me to say, you need to open your Facebook. And he's actually at the back over there. So thank you for that, Adam. So it was that gentleman there that said to me, you need to open up your Facebook account. And since I've done that, you know what, the amount of support and the amount of really positive things that are happening to us is unbelievable. So, as in any business, you've got to be consistent. If you're consistently bad, you're going to get consistently bad results. So, there's a saying, but I'm not going to say it, it's poo in and poo out. What I would always do is, if you're saying to your audience, you're going to be writing once a week, make sure that you keep to that commitment. So consistency will always get you to where you need to take you to where you need to get to, should I say. If you're not consistent, then don't expect consistent results. What we've done in our business, like I said, is we do 2 blogs a week. One is about our business and some of the trials and tribulations that happen within our business of growing a business. And we're quite quirky and quite open and honest about it. Some people we've lost, certain things that have happened. And we share both our good experiences and our bad experiences. My father always used to say, you learn best from your mistakes. So what we want to do is share those experiences with our audience. What that does is it gives us a personality. I mean, some of the videos that we put out, the amount of clicks that we do is unbelievable. And just recently, one of the videos that's got a lot of interaction is some of the swearing and the bleeping that's happened, because it's a 30-second video and it took about 10 takes. And actually the interaction that we got from that particular video has been amazing, because what it's shown is that actually we're human and we do get things wrong, and we got fantastic engagement from it. So be consistent, always do and say what you're going to do, and do it regularly. Timing. Life is all about timing, isn't it? So timing is one of the things that we really focus on, because what we found, particularly on certain social media channels, is that we get better engagement at certain times of the day. Now, particularly with Twitter, my personal account gets a lot of engagement between the hours of 6:30 a.m. and 8 a.m. And that's probably because the first thing that we do in the morning is pick up our devices, our mobile devices, and look at what's going on, what's happening, and get some messages out there. Some of the messages that I put out onto social media from a personal perspective is all about how I'm feeling and my mindset. So if I'm kind of amplifying that, it makes me feel really good, because what happens is my community join in and say, actually, that's a really good message. You know, let's get it out there. And what that does, it gives me a really good mindset to start the day. Particularly with our Facebook, we make sure that our Facebook posts go out at 8 o'clock in the evening, because what you'll find is people are sat down in front of Coronation Street or EastEnders or whatever, and what they're doing is, whilst they're watching TV, they're looking at their devices. Now, we're Google partners, and one of the things that Google talk about is these micro moments where people are using their smart devices. And by the way, the way we consume content has completely changed as well. Smart devices are now contribute 70% of all interaction on digital. So if you're not on a smart device, or your business is not on a smart device, or it's not smart device ready, then that's something that you need to address. So think about the things and your audience and when they interact. On LinkedIn, so because people look at LinkedIn whilst they're maybe at work, or whilst they're trying to engage with people, or wherever they can get a moment, wherever they can get their micro moment. The statistic that Google have given us is that actually we look at our smart device, which I think is pretty low, 127 times a day. I mean, I'm probably looking at it every minute, to be fair. And I'm getting a bit of withdrawal because I know my smart device is over there. But 127 times a day. And actually, we've got the concentration of a lazy goldfish. You know, we see one thing and we move on to something else. That's how quick this is. So making sure that your brand is consistent across all those platforms is really important, because the more we see brand and the more we see you as a business, the more likely you are to build that authority and that know, like and trust factor. So timing is really key. Next, we talk a lot about this in our business's values. What do you stand for as a business? And people can see through you quite quickly. We're in a world where information, like I said, is readily available. We're in a world where you are under the scrutiny of many other people. This flies. So what's really important is communicate your values, so people connect with you on a human-to-human basis. Now, earlier I was talking about wearing B2C or B2B, and you got B2C, but actually the whole thing now is about H to H, and some of the big brands that we're dealing with that want to take their they want to take their brands to people. They're connecting with people on a human-to-human basis. So it will not go. Must be telling me something. So what you really need to think about is how your brand connects with your particular audience, and how those make some chopsticks, and how you communicate those brands and say those brand values. If you've got brand values, tell people what those brand values are. Don't just tell them, repeat it over and over again, because it becomes ingrained in you. And those brand values are the things that set you apart from everything else, because they will connect with a certain type of person. And for us, our brand values are really about being honest, upfront, and telling people how to get to where they need to get to in their particular business. So be a person of influence, and what will happen is people will come and gravitate to you. So values, really important. I'm sure we all have values here. We all have certain values in business, we also have certain values in life. Make sure that you communicate those values, because people will connect with you and it will resonate with people. And last but not least, too many people don't measure and test. Measure and test against the objective that you set out in the first instance, because that will tell you whether or not you're being successful. And if it's not working, a big thing about testing is you find out about the things that aren't working. Now, you can't predict which content is going to give you the biggest engagement, but you can measure the content that has given you the biggest engagement. And people talk about viral marketing. How do I get something viral? Well, viral, if I'm honest, is an accident. Certain things happen, forces happen, that make something go viral. And what is viral? How do you measure viral? Is it more than 100 shares? Is it millions of people? Well, it's kind of an unquantifiable measurement. So measure and test everything that you do within your business. I mean, we've got some great guys within our business that look at analytics, look at the different things that are working, and refine it on a month-by-month basis. What we call it rinse and repeat. If it's working, repeat it. If it's not working, get rid of it. Rinse and repeat. How are we doing for time? Are we 20 minutes in?
You've got 20 minutes to go.
Oh, have I?
Yeah.
Got some time for questions then. Lastly, what I want to finish on is a story that I got told a few years ago. Actually, got told yesterday on The Apprentice. I think my content. But does anyone know about the bamboo plant? Yes, you do. The bamboo plant is an amazing plant. What the bamboo plant does is it gets to full height after 5 years. So the first year it grows about that much. The second year it grows about that much. The third year, what happens is it grows to about a foot. The fourth and fifth year, it actually goes through the roof. And actually life and social media is like the bamboo plant, because what the bamboo plant is doing is in the first 3 years it's building its root network to give it stability. Now, one of the key messages that I'd like to just finish on is business is like, and social media is like the bamboo plant. Don't expect results within a month, 2 months, 3 months. You've got to be in it for the long haul. And I promise you, if you do it regularly, consistently, within 12 months, your business will be in a different place. You'll have built connections, you'll have built business relationships, and money will flow. Don't make money your sole objective. Make the relationships your sole objective. So make sure that you build that root foundation in business, so you've got the stability for your business to flourish in year 4 and 5. Thank you for listening. Cheers.